So there's no roots penetrating into that?
No. Oh, one. A few little fibrous roots down there, but they pretty much stop there. This pit here, we've got a lot deeper root zone in the row, and not much going out into the mid-row here. Oh, yeah, some, but not like back there where we had lots of roots going out. Back at the other pit, the roots went wide because that carbonate layer, like they won't go into it if they got a better option. So they've gone wider in that soil, but shallower. Whereas here, because they're happy in the vine row, they've gone down much deeper and haven't had to go searching out here much. But you can see the distinct difference in the pit. Just come around and have a look at both sides. But this side here has got nowhere near as much organic matter in it. See, this is all loose and soft, other than just this real top bit. This is hard as buggery.
Is there a bit more compaction in there though, because it's harder or not?
Oh, definitely more compacted, yeah. But it's nowhere near as friable as all this side. This is much, much heavier. So that's what I mean, you see the distinct difference from all the compost being banded to here, even though they've got cover crop.
How far are the cover crop roots penetrating down there?
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah.
A bit hard to tell, but probably only in the top 10 centimetres. Yeah. And plus you've got water here if you need it. You haven't got water there if you need it.
No. Well, everything out here for us is kind of about drying the profile out. So,
yeah.
You know, to pull out some of the moisture for it to slow you into.
So it's a better idea to just have your swards out here, your good cover crop, still to open up the soil and the roots and let it die off naturally. Don't spray it off, because then all your root matter dies underneath and opens up the soil from all the roots and everything. And just mow it and let it die naturally, so you will improve that.
Yeah.
So as I said, while you've got moisture out there, your vines will use it. But when that's gone, where do they go?
Like this one here, just smells.
So I would be maintaining this as my main fuel tank.
Yeah.
What you get out there is a bonus. When you do hit summer and your dry period, you're going to get no benefit from the mid-row. They're going to be getting everything from the vine row, where your drippers are. So why not concentrate all of your nutrients and everything and compost in the vine row where you always do have water, and what they get out in the mid-rows in winter and all after winter is all a bonus. But they're not going to be drawing anything from out there in the middle of summer.
But after, with our limited irrigation, we have roots down about 1.8.
Yeah.
So after Christmas, we always told after Christmas is where they grow from there.
Oh, they probably will if they're going down that far.
That's why if you can dry out the top section and make it work deeper, that's where the characteristics of the wines is.
Yeah, because you're stressing them. And that's why the Barossa's always had good quality wines, because when you didn't have supplementary irrigation, you start with a full profile. And then by the time you get after Christmas, it's bone bloody dry and they're under stress. So that's where it's small canopies, small bunches. But you've got kind of soils. Like, so, yeah, that's right. But in this case, you've got to have the main root zone in the wetted strip, because you're not getting any benefit from out here or at depth.
But because that section down below was dry.
Yeah, but it's too heavy. Like, to get the water down to there, you'd have to be putting on massive irrigation.
You were saying like down to 500 it was quite dry.
Yeah, here it is, yeah. Oh, well, it varies. It's much drier next to this vine.
So if you'd put a longer irrigation on, you get that wet.
Oh, you will get it wet down there.
The roots aren't there.
Well, that's because they're happy here.
Yeah.
But generally, you would always concentrate it on the top 30-40, because that is the bulk of your feeders, and your nutrients are all sitting in the top 30-40. You don't want to wash your nutrients down to a metre. In most cases, but you've got tap roots going down deep. That's good. That just gives you a bit of a fuel tank, for when it gets dry. But these soils aren't conducive to getting the roots down there. They just dry out like concrete, and you're not going to have roots down there.
So why didn't the roots go down though? If he's ripped to a metre, why haven't the roots followed that rip mark?
Well, they may have, but then it's how long did the rip ago?
Oh, just before it was planted.
2000? Yeah, it's probably all gone back to the same compaction now. I mean, it's so hard down there. the roots wouldn't even want to go down in there because it's just solid clay.
Do you have any indication there where you might have a salt build up with a soft penetration route?
As if it's not hard enough.
That's a hard one to answer, if you like, without testing for the salt. But, I mean, yes, the water around here predominantly, like in the lakes and that's very salty. But what water are you using? Bore water?
Yeah, bore water.
And what's your EC?
1500.
1500, so that's salty enough. You could get a build-up down in this clay layer. But from the years and years earlier with the flooding, that would have been kept getting leached out. But all of these bottom layers are all being deposited from the floods. But it's not a dispersive clay. I would say it's not riddled with salt, because when I wet it up, it would have just collapsed, like would have dispersed. It could still, there will still be salt in here from the irrigation water and whatnot, but it hasn't destroyed the structure. But the mulching and compost has also helped recover that structure. Because this originally, I would have said, would have been a really silty, gutless soil as well, originally, wouldn't it, at the top? Yeah, yeah. But now you've improved it. Yeah, it's very interesting. Soils ain't soils. What do you want now? Acid?
Yes, please.
Acid? Neil for the first layer. I don't expect to find any here. Neil and Neil. All good. So does that show you a bit of the story? Even though we had a fine carbonate layer back there, which wasn't, like, it had lots of lumps of carbonate in it, like rubble pieces. We had a very slight fizz, but even that small amount of carbonate was enough to make basically the plants unhappy. So they found it easier to go out in the mid-row, like and stay on top of that carbonate layer. Here there isn't a carbonate layer, nice malleable soil other than down at depth, or it's solid clay. Yeah, they're happy, and they're happy to go deeper and not go chasing it out here as much.
No, you know, you said silty, gutless.
Yeah.
To me, those two words just don't go together. I mean, that's you know.
Well, the silty soils, when I say gutless, they're non-wetting. They're very hard to wet up, you know, until you get some organic matter in there. So that's why you say sort of gutless soil, because they don't hold many nutrients. They're very silty.
Yeah, okay. I would have thought, you know, texture.
Silts would have more organic with it than sand.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Straight sand.
True.
So, you know, the sand would be really gutless.
The trouble with silt, though, it's very hard also to wet up. Like, it's very, very hard to wet up until you get some organic matter in it. And you do have your non-wetting sands as well, for sure. The water just runs off, basically. No organic matter. Yeah. Oh, so this is better. But I mean, this is.
Some it's like beach sand, Carbonate.
But that's what I was saying though, originally, before they planted here, it would have been a pretty light, very silty, light soil, pretty hard to work, pretty hard to deal with.
Once it's wet.
Yeah, once you wet it up and get some organic matter, it gets, I mean, this is beautiful. Did you guys feel all this?
You're trying to grow grapes in a soil like this. You wouldn't feel, I wouldn't feel like I needed to do much at all to it, because there should be a fair bit of fertility here.
From Dave's work with the compost and cover crops, you see this really beautiful soil here. Without any work, you've got this soil here. This is a lot more unfriendly than that. Like it's solid, it's rock hard.
It's very relative.
Where's your block? Out Sedan or something?
No, I'm fine.
Well, when you're talking about soils that bad, I don't Yeah. But I mean, yeah, this is really good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're growing this. Yeah, for sure. But this is much better.
Yeah. To me, like, the soil smells a bit, doesn't smell quite like it looks.
Right.
It smells like it's been compacted. It's no air, not. If you for freshly turned earth, it would have a slightly different.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess that's because all of these bottom layers are solid heavy
No
clay.
air.
No air, no organic matter, just solid clay.
It's like over there, it smelt like good. It
Yeah.
smelt different to what it just smelled
Yeah.
like you're standing over the heat.
And see, this soil down here with a lot heavy rains and whatnot will get waterlogged, like the underneath here, because it's just solid clay. But just have a quick look at both sides before you go. And
To test this, to soil test this thing, I suppose you'd really concentrate then on just go down as far as your roots are, is it because you got that many different soil types going down.
yeah.
Where do you physically get your sample from?
If you're doing your soil test, well, everyone has a different idea, but we normally say around 20 centimetres. Yeah, so you're picking up your nutrient balance and all that sort of thing. You don't want to be too shallow or too deep.